Hi, before we get started, we wanted to first explain to you how to get help and assistance from your Kale team, our support team, as well as our trainers. And there's really three primary ways where you can get any question that you have answered. And I'm going to go through those with you very quickly and then let you enjoy the presentation ahead. So the first way is a website that we've built and we continue to build and improve upon called kaletraining.com. Now, if you're watching this video by clicking within an email that you received when you first joined us, odds are in that same email you'll have a password that will allow you to get into kaletraining.com. If you do not have that password, or if you're unable to find it, you can always email or call us directly and we will provide that to you. But this website, what we've done over the years is when brokers have called in with questions, we have added them to this website with all sorts of answers we've written out. Sometimes we make videos and sometimes we do both. So I think at this point, we're over 600 questions and answers, along with dozens of hours of training videos. So I always tell brokers maybe the best first place to get answers is kaletraining.com. And in particular, because our support team is here during the business day, but very late at night or early in the morning, if you're working, obviously we'll be sleeping. So you can most likely get the answers to any questions there. In fact, at kaletraining.com, there's a live search feature at the top of every page. So you can literally just start typing in your question or type in some keywords that are applicable to your question, and you'll see a series of articles if we have that specific question asked and answered. Inside of there too, we have a list of vendors. So if you're in need of a referral for an attorney or a mortgage, a lender or an architect or an inspector, appraiser or cleaning service, photos for your listings, etc. We've got all of that in there as well. So become very familiar with kaletraining.com, and it's probably got 95% of every question you could ever ask already asked and answered there. However, our team is here for you from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And I'm going to talk about how to reach us next. You can see on the screen there's two primary ways to reach us. One is via email, and that is info@kalerealty.com. And you should email info@kalerealty.com whenever you have a question. It could be as simple as, hey, how do I sign up for training? Or it could be, I'm about to put a listing on the MLS and I'm confused about one particular question regarding, room size. Or it literally can be any question of any caliber. Either email us at info@kalerealty.com or you can call us directly at 312-939-5253, which is also 312-939-KALE. Our team is here. I'm on that team as well. There is a number of us that literally sit here all day at the office and wait for the phone to ring. So you can call us 312-939-KALE with any question. So this way, you know that there are many ways to reach us. You can go to our website, Kale Training, start searching for answers. You can call us between 9 and 5. You can email us. And by the way, if you do have an emergency after hours where you absolutely need an answer to a question, well, if you call that main line, it likely won't be answered because it rings here at our office. We might be home. So email us, and I'm reasonably confident that one of us will likely get back to you, in particular if it's an emergency, because that email is monitored by many people here. Same with the phone. During the day, it will get answered. You won't get a voicemail. But after hours, shoot us an email and let us know what the emergency is, and one of us will get back to you as quickly as possible. All right, wanted to make sure you had a good awareness of where to go to get help, and now on to the presentation.
Hi, this is Rick Williams, managing broker over at Kale Realty here, Chicago, and today we're going to go over the new broker class developed by David Bovin and myself. And we are going to get what we're going to cover today. We're going to cover Kale Realty Google account, email and spreadsheets. We're going to cover Dotloop and how to do the contracts and disclosures. And then we're also going to get into the MLS and do a little bit of listings and how to do some home searches.
Okay, the first thing we'd like to show you is how to access your Kale Realty email. Now, you would have received this when you signed up with Kale, and there is a chance that if you asked us not to create an email address for you, that this wouldn't apply. But for most of you, we did create an email address for you, and this is how to access it. So you're just going to pull up a browser window, and you're going to go to gmail.com. Okay? And then you're going to log in with your email account, which is usually something at kalerealty.com, and your password, which if you haven't changed it would be Kale Realty lowercase, although you may have changed it already. I know I have changed mine, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Okay, and this is how you access your email. You see it works just like a traditional Google account. We want to show you how to edit or edit your signature line. So if you scroll up here, or rather the upper right hand corner of the screen, you will see a gear icon. You select that, there's a drop down, and you click on settings. Then it should pull up the general tab, but make sure that general is highlighted, and then you're going to scroll down and you're going to see signature. And from here you can add in your obviously your name, your title, as well as your phone number, your email address, although email address probably isn't super necessary since you'll be emailing from this, but certainly your MLS ID, your license number, and our office address. So there's likely that this will already have been filled with your office address, so just add in the other components. For example, and I'll go ahead and do this for you, you just type in here, your MLS number, and then put in whatever that is, and your license number. Now, you might not have a license number as of yet, so the state usually this is for new brokers who just completed their exam and are joining us. There's a chance that you won't have that license number yet, so you may want to wait on adding that. It usually takes the state anywhere from 2 to 12 weeks to issue you a license number. They'll email you and you can add it once you have your license number. But you can see the rest of everything I have is in here: the name of the company I work for, our address, my telephone number, and you could even put fax number if you did want that. You can use our fax number. We have an e-fax, and you can add that in, and anytime a fax comes in for you, we will immediately forward that email to you. So it's 312-256-2025. Anyway, whenever you've completed the way that you like it, you just scroll down here, click Save Changes, and you are all set. One last thing, if you get stuck adding your Kale Realty email to your phone, whether you have an Android phone or an iPhone, give us a call here at our office. Our main support line is 312-939-5253, or send us an email, info@kalerealty.com, and we will help you get that added to your phone. Okay, next I want to show you how to access Google Drive. So you have the full Google suite of tools with your Kale Realty email, and we want to show you specifically how to access spreadsheet features. So we're still in our email, right? We're going to click on this icon with the 9 boxes in the upper right that says Google Apps when you hover over it, and you're going to scroll down to where you see, let's say, for example, Sheets. So if you wanted to do we'll start with Drive. So you're going to click on Google Drive. Google Drive is kind of the hub to all of their various applications: spreadsheets, word processing, database management, all sorts of things. So from here you can create documents, spreadsheets, PowerPoint presentations, Google's version of those, and we'll show you how to do that here shortly. But specifically, I want to show you how to just create a Word document. So maybe you're going to write a letter to somebody and you don't use Microsoft Office. Well, you just basically click up here to New, and then you'll see it'll ask you what type. So there's Google Docs, which is the word processing, Google Sheets, which is spreadsheets, as you can see here, and then the last one is if you were doing a PowerPoint their version of PowerPoint called Google Slides. You can select that here. And then lastly, we're going to turn it over to Rick in just a moment. I'm going to show you, we're going to be talking specifically about how to start your sphere of influence. And so we've created a sphere of influence template for you. So you can actually start using one of our templates so you won't have to actually create this on your own. So here's how to find that sphere of influence template. You're going to, again, go to the new button up here. You're going to scroll down to where you see Google Sheets. You're going to just hover over this little arrow, and you're going to see it says the option of blank spreadsheet or from a template. You're going to click from a template. And make sure that the Kale Realty is highlighted at the top. If you click on General, it'll give you lots of different types of templates, but the one that we're talking about is under Kale Realty, and it's the only one we have here right at the moment. It's called Sphere of Influence. So you click on that, and it will instantly then pop up, and then you can start completing it.
All right, step one. We want to create your sphere of influence, or SOI. Okay, and SOI is the lifeblood of your business. It's where 80% of your focus should go. Your SOI are your friends, family, and business acquaintances. The first step is to create the list. So you start a spreadsheet like we showed, and add every name you could think of. Don't be shy. Don't worry about the relationship, referrals, or grade yet. Then step two, if you don't have addresses, this is a great excuse for your first call. But try and fill in as completely as you can. After you actually have a list, 100 people minimum, you'll add relationship and grade. Relationship examples include friend, family, client, etc. Okay? Referrals given. If they ever have given you a referral, mark it under the appropriate referrals given blank. And then grade. 1+ referrals given, A+, they did a transaction with you, but no referral. A would give a referral if asked. B, unsure either way. C, unsure either way. C, delete. D. Step 3, actually make the calls. Your first call will be to people that do not have addresses. Hey, how are you? How have you been? I'm reaching out because I'm starting a new program with my new career in real estate. It's called a Client Appreciation Program to spread the word about my business. Let me ask, do you have a real estate agent that you can refer your friends and family to? 90% of the people, say no, but if they say yes, let them know that you're always available, but you don't want to step on any toes. Typically, if they say yes, they have a close friend or a family member that's actually in the business. Okay, now when they say no, okay, great. I'd love to be that person. All that I ask is that if you hear someone speaking about real estate and they could use guidance, that I'm the person you actually refer. If I could have your email and mailing address, I'd love to send you out a little something. Now we move on to step 4. You contact the rest of the people you actually had addresses for, and you state the following. Hello, how are you? Great. I just wanted to reach out because with my new career in real estate, I'm beginning a client appreciation program to spread the word. Do you have a real estate agent that you refer your friends and family to? 90% once again say no. If they say yes, let them know you're always available, but you don't want to step on any toes. Typically, if they say yes, they have a close friend or family member in the business, as we discussed before. When they say no, you basically say, okay, great. I'd love to be that person. All that I ask is that if you hear someone talking real estate and they could use guidance, that I'm that actual person you refer. I have your info, so I'm going to start sending you an email and a piece of mail each month. If you ever have any questions, let me know. And by the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals. Step 5, the actual implementation. Now that you've made your calls and you need to do your emails, thank you notes, and the first item of value, emails. I prefer to use a drip campaign. You can always send these out individually. The first email is very simple. Your initial email is the following. This is an example of the first email to be accompanied by the Why I Work by Referral item of value. If you are not a member of Buffini and Company, you can find the piece of Kale under Kale Training under items of value. First, who would you recommend to your family and friends? I would like to take a moment of your time to introduce a complimentary service I provide for all of my clients. My Client Appreciation Program is part of the commitment I have made to run my business exclusively by referral. Every month, I'll be sending information that I believe you will find useful. The first piece explains how my decision to work by referral benefits you. It allows me to devote my time and energy to meeting the needs of my clients. There are a number of ways that can be a valuable resource to you, such as providing market updates, referring other reputable professionals when you need them. I will make a constant effort to provide you with excellent service because in my business, the most profound assets I possess are your respect and trust. Feel free to call if you need anything at all. I'm always here to help. Sincerely, your name. Your item of value and your thank you. After you email them an item of value, write each client a personal thank you note and provide a printed copy of the item of value. If you do not want to spend the time printing and buying cards, Referral Maker Pro, offered by Buffini & Company, it has a monthly fee and includes thank you notes, items of value, as well as online access to training and marketing materials. Highly suggested. Consistency. The key to the real estate business is consistency. Every month, call each client, send the item of value and a thank you note. After 6 or 7 months, you'll be the only person these people think of. I have seen people reap the benefits of working the system in the very first month. Referrals are addicting, so go get them. Keep in mind that you are rating people for a reason. People that give you referrals are a top priority, so be sure to call them every month. Whereas people who are not really giving you referrals, you can call less frequently. All right, business plan. For your annual commission projections, how much do you need to earn? Let's just use $50,000. Average transaction commission. Let's just utilize average home sale, City of Chicago, let's say $275,000, which equals approximately $6,800 as per the Kale plan. It's basically 2.5%, and that comes out to approximately $6,800. The amount of transactions you need to hit $50,000 comes out 50,000 divided by 6,800. That's approximately 8 transactions. Okay, but remember, that's a net. Amount of transactions that you actually need to net 50,000 is approximately 11 transactions. Okay. Once you have your numbers, whatever they are, we're just utilizing 50,000 for this particular example. Your average commission per transaction, as we stated, is 6,800. Annual transactions to net 50,000 is going to be 11. Okay. Average annual expenses, approximately 6,000. We calculated. We utilize MLS dues, the Kale fees that are involved, and any marketing costs, paper, anything else that you utilize to send out. The tax rate, if you're going to be on 50,000, it's approximately about 30%. Okay. So what this does is the net on each transaction is 5230, which is basically 6,800, which is per transaction, divided by 1.3, which is just a little way to get you 30% to come out to 5230 per transaction. Now you can actually figure out how many transactions you need to earn what you want. Play with the numbers, whatever works for you. Now that you know how many transactions you actually need in a year to achieve your financial goal, let's come up with an action plan to actually get there. If you're looking to earn 50 net per year at 5230 commission, that equals 11 transactions. If you actually have 100 people in your SOI, in your sphere of influence, then you need to average actually 3 referrals per month that turn into actual transactions. Odds are you'll only close 33% of your referrals. That's a high number, but that is why working by referral is the way to go. Internet leads are basically 1 to 3% clip, 3 being very high. That means you need to average 3 referrals per month and close 1 of them to reach your goal. It takes 20 actual conversations to actually generate a referral. It takes 3 phone calls to generate 1 conversation. If you need 3 referrals per month, you need to make actually 45 calls per week, 9 per day, 5 days a week. Now that we actually have a plan, you have to implement it. Use your sphere. Spend your time contacting and nurturing them. Send items of value and thank you notes. I encourage this because it will lead to business right away. If you have 100 people in your SOI and you reach out to actually all 100 of them in the first 2 weeks, send that item of value and a thank you note. I guarantee you'll have some referrals to work with. You will continuously add to your SOI. Every client, every lead, every person you meet should get entered.
Okay, we're going to show you how to set up Dotloop and then also how to use Dotloop. So the first thing we're going to do is log in. You should have received an email that had a welcome message from Dotloop with how to access your account and how to create a password and all that. So I'll assume you've already done that. And you'll see on the screen, I'm going to go ahead and log in. You can just go to dotloop.com, click sign in. Okay, so now that we're in Dotloop, the most important thing we're going to do is make sure our account is set up correctly. So you're going to click in the upper right, you're going to hover over that circle. It might have your picture in it or it might not, but you're going to look for the My Account link, so you'll click on that. And now what we want to do is make sure that our account is connected to the correct association and that it has our correct numbers, for example, our MLS ID and our license number if we have one at this point. So on the left here, we're going to click on Profiles. So under Account Settings, Profiles. And there we go. Now, if you scroll down, you'll see under Profile Details, your broker license number. Well, that's my broker license number, but let's say you might not have one yet. Again, this would apply if you were new to the business and you just passed your exam and joined us and we're the first company you've ever worked with. It takes the state anywhere from 2 to 12 weeks to generate a license number. I'm going to show you how you can look up to find your license number to see if you have one, and also you probably, if you have one, you might not have it memorized. I know I don't. So easiest way to do it is you go up to pull up a browser window, and you're not going to remember this this URL, so you just type in IDFPR license lookup, and it should be the first thing that pops up. Here we go. Actually, there's a better link, so I'm going to find that better link. One second. Here we go. So you just can go to the IDFPR's website, you go over here to real estate, and you go to license lookup. And you can scroll down on the board here to real estate, and then you just type in your name. Click search, and there we go. And there is my license number. So you're just going to highlight it and copy it. Remember too, you might not have this yet, but if you have it, copy it. If you don't know it by heart, go back into your Dotloop, paste it in. Okay, so I'm just gonna, there we go. Now, the other thing that we want to add in is your office ID. Now, we have several office IDs at Kale Realty. Let's say you don't know your office ID, which is pretty common. Most people aren't going to know that. Well, let's show you how to find that out. The first thing you're going to do is we're going to go ahead and log in to MRED. So this is, again, the MLS. You should know how to do this by now. I'm going to very quickly, I just got booted out, so I'm going to log in and actually log in this way. Hopefully this works. No, 1 second. Okay, so once you've logged into the MLS, you're just going to, I mean, there's a bunch of ways to do this, but probably the easiest way, in my opinion, is on the home page, or just click My MLS. So go to the home page. Under Quick Search, under Agents, just type in your last name, exact match, click Find. And for some reason I'm in here twice because I guess I have a secretary account, but this one is the most important one. This is my MLS ID. You would already know that. This is your office ID. So in this case, my office ID is 18426. And you see I have a different office ID for a different account. So do look that up and then copy and go back into Dotloop. And actually mine was in there wrong. So go ahead and paste it in. And then again, this broker agent ID is for your MLS. You don't have to worry about agent license number. Then the next thing we want to do is, before we finish on the screen, is we want to add under company and associations, the association. This is your local association where you pay your MLS dues to. So you're going to click, and we belong, Kale Realty belongs to many boards. So we belong to 5 or 6 different boards. So here's how you find yours. Now this is again who you're paying your big MLS fees to, but you click on Add Association. And in my case, I belong to the Chicago Association of Realtors. So I just type in Chicago and it'll pull up in real time. You click on what, you know, in this case, this one's one that pulls up. If you were with more, I believe you just type in Main Street. Let's see, is that right? Main Street, there it is. Main Street Organization of Realtors. There's also one for North Shore Barrington. You might have to type in NSBAR. Now let's see, North Shore. There it is, North Shore Area Board of Realtors. So depending on which one, and we even belong to a few others, try to find yours. If you can't find it, let us know. We'll find it for you. But in my case, it was the Chicago Association of Realtors. Click on that, click Add. Now it's going to ask me for the NRDS number. And I will bet you any amount of money you do not know your NRDS ID. And if you're new, you might not even have one yet. This is kind of in the same vein of your license number, which you can look up to see if it's there. This, you may have to do this at a later date, but here's how to find your NRDS number or to see if you have one. All right, I already have this up, and I'm gonna show you how I found this page. I literally did a Google search for NRDS lookup. And here we go. Retrieve NRDS ID. This is your National Association number, or Realtor's number. And in my case, I looked it up by my last name and my real estate license number, which is still over here because I still don't have it memorized. Type it in there. I know it's a lot of steps here, but trust me, you only have to do this once. Click get my NRDS ID. Hopefully I have one. And it'll take a few seconds to locate me. And then what I'm going to do is grab that number and then add it into my Dotloop. Okay, there's my number, my NRDS ID. I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to copy it, go back into Dotloop. And I already have it here, but you would, of course, yours probably wouldn't be in there. You just paste it in, you click continue, you agree to their terms, and you are all set. So you'll see, again, just to confirm your broker license number if you have it. Again, if you don't have it, leave it blank. You can add it later. Your office ID number, you can pull that from the MLS. Your broker agent ID, that's your MLS ID. And then adding in your association. And by doing that, you have to look up your NRDS number. I know it's a bunch of steps, kind of annoying, but you only have to do it once. So don't forget to scroll to the bottom and click save. And now you are all officially done with setting up Dotloop. All right, now that we're in the MLS, I want to show you a couple of things that you should be aware of that you can do immediately, even if you're not familiar with the MLS. First step is let's make sure your information is accurate. So once you've logged in, and by the way, if you don't have your MLS login information, the moment that we receive your MLS application that we send into the association, for example, Chicago Association Realtors or Main Street or North Shore Barrington, usually takes them within 24 to 48 hours. They will email you with your login MLS ID and password, right? So I'm assuming you've already received that and you are in the MLS. So you're looking at the screen now, which is the welcome screen once you've logged in. So if you click in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see my picture, and you can go ahead and click on settings. So click on that and make sure that this information is accurate. Now, if you notice, there's one thing here that is missing significantly from my business card, my phone number, my personal cell phone number. So you're going to want to make sure that your cell phone number appears in this box. If it doesn't, I don't believe you can add it yourself. So you're going to have to contact your association. They can add it for you. We can't even add it for you. But you want to make sure that that information is there. Now, you may be able to do it here. But I don't think so. So I don't think, see, it won't let me. So, but you want to make sure your information is accurate. Again, this is all grayed out. You can't modify it, but notice how my cell phone's not in there. I would want to contact either MRED, which is a software provider that provides this website, or just call your association, call CAR, call Main Street, and say, hey, my cell phone's in there. And the reason why you want that in there is when you put a listing up, you would want all of those phone calls from other brokers and interested parties looking to maybe buy that property to call you. You don't want them calling our office. You want them calling you directly. Okay. If anyone ever does call us by mistake looking for you, obviously we'll pass your information along. But make sure your cell phone's in there. You can upload your photo. You can just, and again, if you see any irregularities or anything missing, contact the association and they will, in fact, add it for you. Okay. So let's go back. Now, the next thing I want to show you is, before we get into how to do a couple of simple tasks in the MLS, show you where to get actual real training for the MLS. And this is not full detailed training, okay? But we do have that. So the first step is to make sure that you know that Kale Realty is going to provide you with full MLS training. So how do you receive that? Easiest way is to contact us, because we customize every training to the individual. So how do you do that? Well, you can always call our main number, which is 312-939-5253. Also spells Kale. So 312-939-KALE. Right? The other way, and just, or shoot us an email, info@kalerealty.com. Again, info@kalerealty.com, and just say, hey, I need training around the MLS, or I need training around my sphere of influence, or building my business, or Dotloop, whatever it is. Call us or email us. That'll go into our support queue, and we will pretty quickly get back to you and say, okay, here's who's going to assist you, and they're going to coordinate a training. Could be over the phone, could be in person. We have a lot of different options for this type of training. Okay, but just so you also know, the MLS has training as well. So I'm going to show you where to find their training, and they have really good training too. So you're going to want to click again back on that circle, which in this case has my picture on it, might have yours. And there's two options here you're going to want to look at. One is Contact MRED. Okay. So it's probably too small for you to read, but MRED has free MRED training, right? So you can call their training department at that phone number, or you can actually register online through their training by clicking on this link. Or you can always, they also have all sorts of online help training videos that are very, very good, or you can email them. Again, there's a million options. I'm going to show you where their videos are. You can actually get to it from this screen, or if we go back into here, click on help. And actually, there's manuals. Again, it's really all over their website is how to get help. But if you click on their video tutorials, for example, you can click on really any of these, the Connect MLS videos, also the MRED videos, and really Connect MLS is what you're ultimately going to look at, but how to add a listing, how to do searches, etc. And then again, they do have their own training teams. We've got our training teams, so contact us, contact them. We'll make sure you know how to navigate the MLS, the software. But I'm going to show you a couple of quick items. Really, I'm going to show you one main item is how do you do a search? Okay. Well, it's probably something you'd figure out intuitively, but at the top of the screen is a search icon. So you just hover over that and it's going to give you all sorts of different search options. This is by type of property. So let's say we wanted to search condos, okay? Well, condos are attached, right? Those are attached units. So we want to do an attached single, which would mean attached condo, right? Okay, now we have all these different options, and there's even more options than what you're seeing. We're just going to show you how to do a basic search in the most general sense. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that status is set correctly. So status, we want to make sure that all the active, in this case, I would want to see all of the active listings. And there's all types of different statuses for active listings, but anything here is probably good. So make sure none of the off-market ones are selected because these are ones who aren't available, right? Makes sense. So click OK. Next, we're going to select the area, and there's a couple of ways to do this. If you know you're in a specific area that is like a neighborhood, you could actually click on this little magnifying glass with a plus, and you can actually scroll down to the neighborhood. So in the city of Chicago, for example, we're all broken up by neighborhoods. So let's say you wanted to see everything in Edgewater. You literally could just click Edgewater. Okay, and then click OK, and it's going to put in that area, which is the code for Edgewater. But let's say you didn't want to do it that way because your clients say, well, I don't want to go south of this or north of that or west of a particular street. Then you can select boundaries. So it pulls up this map here by clicking on the select boundaries link. And this is actually, I think, really cool because you can zoom in or zoom out. And let's say you just wanted to draw your own boundaries around what actively available properties, condos in this case, are available. So you could click on this rectangle, and let's zoom in just a little bit, and I'm just selecting this at random. It doesn't matter, obviously, for the sake of purposes. And you can even move it around, and you can make it bigger. You can click on these specific areas and really kind of play around with them. But it's going to pull anything that's active, in this case, in this particular location, which is like Roscoe Village, Lakeview, etc. Lincoln Park too. Okay, so I'm just going to click OK. Now, you don't have to put in city because we've already drawn the boundaries. It already knows where. And let's just say we were looking for something between 300,000 and, I don't know, 500,000. Probably you'd have a more narrow range than that, but just using it for example purposes. And let's say we know we needed two bedrooms. So we needed a minimum of 2 bedrooms and a maximum of 2 bedrooms. And we needed, these are half baths we're not going to worry about. I'm sorry, this is full baths and half baths. So we wanted 2 full baths. We'd say 2 and 2, right? Okay, so from there, and if you wanted parking, you could add in parking, and then you could say whether you're looking for one with a garage space, a parking space, etc. So, and then really you can keep everything else the same. Now let's just run a quick count, see how many places are available. Click count. Well, there's 93 condos. You'd probably want to narrow down a bit further. So let's say, now I want to find ones that only have parking. So what we're going to do is select parking, and you're just going to select either a garage space or exterior, right? If you have a client that only wants garage, of course you'd select that, but just select these two, and now it's only going to find places with parking spaces. So now let's count again. Well, it didn't reduce it that much. We still have 86 listings. So let's say that you can even, now let's get a little bit more specific. Now let's go back to type. What kind of attached property? Well, we said condo, right? Well, let's go ahead and actually click condo. And this isn't going to, we'll go condo or condo loft. It's probably not going to reduce it much further. And now we're down to 80. Okay, so you get the idea. You can keep going down further and further. And of course, the more you, let's say we needed 2 parking spaces. That would be, well, we don't have to do that, but you get the idea. You can continue narrow it, and eventually you'll get to some listings. Okay, so let's go ahead and view. Let's say maybe you do want to look at 80 initially before you narrow it down. Okay, so let's say now you have this list of 80 properties. We're just going to click on this first one here. Now, let's say we actually wanted to, there's a lot of information here. You can read through it yourself. It's got really everything you need to know about the property. It's going to tell you, all the notes, all the specifics to the property. Actually, it's also going to tell you what you would get paid if you brought the buyer, all right? And here's that information. It's called the co-op commission, which means you would earn 2.5% minus $200. So you would take, if you wanted to figure out what your commission would be, you'd take 2.5%, and the asking price is $305,000. So if your client bought it for $305,000, take that times 2.5% and then subtract $200, and that is the total commission. And then you would subtract out Kale Realty's commission, which at the time of this recording is $325. You get every other penny, right? So it gets kind of cool to figure out. But now let's say, now you're going to make a bunch of money when you bring a buyer. How do you actually schedule a showing? Well, the good news is most of the listings make it ridiculously easy to schedule a showing. Some don't, but this one does, this particular listing, and most are this way. By the way, the easiest way to do this, follow the instructions. So it says showing inst, which stands for instructions, and it says easy to show, please use showing assist. Well, what's showing assist? Now, I didn't even spell it out correctly, but what showing assist is the electronic scheduling automated system, which means you don't even have to call this listing agent is Alexander or someone or other. You don't even have to call this person to get access to the property. All you have to do is click on this button that says schedule a showing. So easy. So now all you're going to do is it pulls up this window. You click schedule a single showing. Just ignore the shopping cart thing. You probably won't use that anyway. That's if you're scheduling multiple showings. You're not going to do that. You're just going to schedule one showing for one of your buyers, right? So you click schedule a showing, and here it's going to pull up a calendar. Now, it doesn't always pull up a calendar. Sometimes it'll say send a text message to such as, but usually it's a calendar. So you can see here, I want to see it Saturday at 4 p.m. So I'm just going to click 4 p.m. on Saturday, or 4:15, I guess it's selected. You can always change it to other times, or maybe 4 p.m. Oh, I'm sorry, I misread that. I did say 4 p.m., but this says, hey, if 4 p.m. isn't available, I could also do 4:15 or 4:45, and that gives the broker, in case something comes up, an opportunity to change it. Usually it doesn't happen. This is going to be a showing. And that's really all you have to do. And I'm not going to click yes, because by then it would actually schedule the showing, and that's probably give this person some false hope. So you would select yes and then follow any additional instructions. Usually that's all you have to do. Okay. So that's pretty simple, right? Again, pull up a listing you want to see, follow the instructions. If showing assist isn't an option, it would say call the broker, text the broker, email the broker. It will say very, very specifically what to do. And if you're ever unsure, if it's not super clear, you can always reach out to the broker, but make sure you read the showing instructions first. Brokers tend to get a little frustrated when they specifically set up this kind of system and they have these detailed instructions, and then the person just calls and maybe the showing starts to say, never call me, please email me or send a text message. Usually that's not the case, but you just want to follow instructions. Remember, you guys are working cooperatively and you want to abide by their rules. So just follow that. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a couple of quick things to do in the MLS there. you probably are going to want to learn how to set up searches for your clients to automatically send them new listings or properties on the market that they are interested in based on their parameters. And we're not going to do that in the scope of this training, but again, how do you get access to those trainings? You're going to contact us, info@kalerealty.com, or call us 312-939-5253 and say, I need training around running comps or setting up a automated search for my client, running reports, looking up tax information, entering a listing. Lots of different, there's a million things you can do. It's a really powerful system, right? And then also, you can get training directly from the MLS by clicking up here, click on contact or help, and there's videos, and they have their own help support team too. So we just wanted to give you a quick little overview there. Hopefully that was helpful. And, thanks for watching this video. We really appreciate it. And hopefully this was helpful. And again, you now know the basics of a couple of our systems. Where to go from here is, we're going to, in the email that you probably saw this video from, we have a whole bunch of other steps for you. But remember, contact us. We are on your team. Our job is to train you, support you, give you the mentorship that you need. So contact us when you need anything. From 9 to 5, our support team is here. We answer almost every phone call live. So you can always call us or instant message us or text us or email us, right? Contact us. We are here for you, and we're honored that you're part of our team. And thank you once again for joining Kale. We will not let you down, and we wish you the very best. And we're excited to begin this journey with you to help you hit your financial goals. So thank you on behalf of all of us on the Kale management team. Again, thanks for joining us, and we'll be here for you.